Thanks. Law enforcement agencies across Kansas are busy looking for 4 escaped inmates.
The missing man escaped from 2 separate correctional facilities in the past 24 hours. Now, the first happened overnight at the Ottawa County Jail. 1 man has been caught, but 3 others, including a murderer, are still on the loose. Then, closer to home, a sex offender escaped. Those 3 inmates are on the loose from the Ottawa County Jail, as we said. 22-year-olds Santos Carrera and Eric James and 21-year-old Drew Wade hurt 3 jail employees during their escape early this morning. Another inmate escaped with them, but he was quickly caught. Carrera was serving time for a double murder, James for kidnapping and burglary, and Wade for robbery and battery.
Now, authorities believe the men split up after escaping, that they're looking for 2 vehicles. One is a 2002 gold Nissan Altima. It's got Kansas plates, 649 CIC. The other is a 2005 tan Chevrolet Venture. It's got Kansas tags, and they read 854DZQ. Now, these men are considered armed and dangerous, according to authorities. If you see them or have any information, you're asked to call 911. Now, law enforcement... Jake Peterson has this more on the story. He's following it for us now. Jake.
Yeah, I'm here in Lansing, and officers say this is Gary Firthmeyer's second attempt in escaping prison. They say he was working around 3 a.m. in the minimum security portion of the Lansing prison, and then somehow he escaped again. This KCK home is Gary Firthmeyer's last known public address, but for much of his adult life, his address has been a prison cell. 27 years ago, he was convicted for indecent liberties with a child and sent to prison. He escaped in 1988. 5 years later, authorities caught him and sent him back to prison.
All inmates are treated the same. I mean, they're an escaped inmate from a correctional facility, and our job is to capture them.
Lansing Police Chief Steve Wayman's job of catching Firthmeyer started early this morning. He says officers did a perimeter sweep around the facility and found nothing. By nightfall, the search will essentially be cold.
This time we just don't, we don't have any direction travel. We don't have any means of travel. We have nothing on, how he left the area.
Brooks Loss is new to the area. She plans to keep a watchful eye on her block.
We live right by a school. There's a school right there, and there's a prison. That's kind of too close for comfort in a way. So you never know what can happen.
And Sharon Henley has been through this before.
Be careful, keep the doors locked. And, they say they usually go out of the area, but they have stayed in the area.
Firthmeyer has ties to Kansas City and Wichita. Law enforcement in both areas are aware that he's on the loose. And Wayman says Firthmeyer was a trustee here at the prison. He doesn't believe that Firthmeyer left with any weapons, but he still considers him dangerous. He says any inmate that escapes is dangerous. Now, this happened this morning here in Lansing, and then again in Ottawa, several miles to the west. That is where those three men left. Those are 2 different cases, according to Kansas Department of Correctional Workers. We are live here in Lansing. Jake Peterson, 41 Action News.